Welcome to the Patriots Lab, where we ain't even trying to make them liberals mad. Cause freedom of speech is what us individuals have. It's the gift when we gab, talking about things that the brainwash cannot mentally grasp, like staying loud and waving our American flags. This is for the free thinkers, wearing their MAGA and wearing the cags. Draining the swamp is the ultimate goal, but the sheeple will swear it's a fad, like it's just a phrase. But when we show them the facts, the fools got nothing to say, and deep government state wanna get up in our face, but hasn't done it yet cause Trump's in the way, trying to protect us from a troublesome fate. And because of that, we'll never lose our faith, plus God keeping us cool and safe. But I still hope we get 4 more years so we can throw a huge parade. I can see it now, Patriots on a float, and POTUS will go down in history as one of the GOATs. For making the swamp pay for taking every one of his votes. His enemies are the cancer, whether or not Trump give him the smoke. Now relax it back and take notes, as we kick facts with the homie Ray though. Speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we ain't even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I said speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I said, speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. Speak your mind. It's freedom time. Without even trying to, we make them liberals mad.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Good morning, people, patriots, whoever you consider yourself to be. Welcome to Morning Coffee. Let me make sure I can hear myself. The volume is up. All right, everything is a go. I hope everybody's having a great day. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so you can get the instant notifications. So when it goes down, you can be around. Oh, we got a lot to talk about this morning. So make sure you go get your coffee, get it brewed. Well, it should be brewed by now. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so you can get the notifications if you are following your man on YouTube. I really don't know where to go to first, but we're going to start out with a hilarious story. Before we get into it, y'all see the name of the title. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to get to the scandal eventually. But before we get to the scandal, I'm going to tell you, just because you got a lot of money and just because you've been successful in life does not mean you got common sense. It does not mean you smart. So by now, everybody is aware of what is going on with these two here. And let's just, in case you're not aware, let's go ahead and sit back and we'll talk about it after the fact.
Andy Byron's wife just became the most sympathetic woman on the internet after her husband's affair was exposed at a Coldplay concert. And the evidence that just surfaced will absolutely destroy you. Megan Kerrigan Byron went from being a CEO's devoted wife to the victim of the most public cheating scandal ever. And what she's doing now will make you want to give her the biggest hug. Picture this. You're at home while your husband is supposedly at a business event, when suddenly the entire internet is watching him get cozy with his employee on a kiss cam. That's exactly what happened to Megan when Andy Byron and HR director Kristen Cabot got caught at the Coldplay concert. And Chris Martin's joke about them having an affair.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Just made everything 10 times worse. When that camera zoomed in on Andy and Kristen, their reaction said, everything. Andy immediately ducked behind the barrier like he was trying to hide from his wife, while Kristen covered her face in pure panic. Chris Martin even joked, either they're having an affair or they're very shy. And honey, we all know which one it was. Megan Kerrigan Byron isn't just any CEO's wife. She's a devoted mother who has been supporting Andy's career for years. While he was building his billion-dollar tech company Astronomer, Megan was at home raising their 2 beautiful children, posting proud messages about her husband's success, completely unaware that he was betraying her trust. The most devastating part? Megan's social media was filled with happy family photos, graduation pictures with their kids, proud wife moments, celebrating Andy's business achievements. She was living her best life as a supportive wife while Andy was getting close to Kristen Cabot, who joined the company in November 2024.
I don't know. See, I bet you every time that lady, his wife, walked into that office, he was probably looking at old girl like, girl, there is just something I do not like about you. I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint it, can't put my finger on it, but there's just something about you that I just don't like. And guess what? She had to find out through the kissing cam. Look, money can't get you everything, but I bet you guarantee one thing. She's gonna get half. She gonna take half his shit, if not more. And there's not a sympathetic judge in the world, should I say, that's gonna even feel sympathetic for him. Basically, because of his stupidity. Yeah, they're gonna get him because of his stupidity. Mama Mona, how are you? How are you? Looking forward to November. I will be there. I will not be selling any merch, though. I will be there to take in the festivities and enjoy myself and have a great time. I'm glad you're tuning in. I hope everything is well with you in Branson, Missouri. And the Patriot Lab sends you nothing but love. Thank you. God bless everybody on YouTube. Remember, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so you can get them instant notifications. But yo, old boy is done. Old boy is done. There's no excuse. There's nothing he can say. He can't say, he can't say it was an after work meeting or anything like that. So when it's just self-explanatory, no words need to be said. No words need to be said. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty of it all. Rudy, what's up? It's 9 p.m. with Autism Homestead. Hello, how are you? But let's get to the nitty-gritty of it all. We're going to go back. We're going to go way back. And I want to thank my guy, Professor Nez, for providing this clip with me. Let me see if I can get it up in here. And then we'll share it. And remember everything they used to say about my guy. And let's see if we can get it. Let me see if I can get it in here. Okay.
Insatiable, insufferable mook, Adam Schiff, who doesn't deserve to be anywhere near the hallowed grounds of Congress. Watch this guy in his perpetual straight face. With a straight face, he looked at the American public and lied.
Say that there is ample evidence, and indeed there is, of collusion of people in the Trump campaign with the Russians. There's clear evidence on the issue of collusion. There is ample evidence of collusion in plain sight. Plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy. And there is significant evidence of collusion. The president is someone who seems pathologically incapable of telling the truth. This president or people around him may be compromised by a foreign power.
Do you have direct evidence of collusion with Russia?
There is direct evidence. There's abundant evidence of collusion, persistent allegations that the Russians have been laundering money through the Trump organization. Continues to believe Russian propaganda. That makes him dangerous to our country. Donald Trump and his campaign colluded with the Russians. There is ample evidence of collusion. There is significant evidence, much of it in the public domain, on the issue of collusion. Certainly say with confidence that there is significant evidence of collusion. Ample evidence in the public domain on the issue of collusion. There is circumstantial evidence of collusion. There is direct evidence, I think, of deception. Russians gave help, and the president made full use of that help. And that is pretty damning.
Any evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia?
There is circumstantial evidence, certainly, of collusion or coordination. There has been direct evidence of deception.
But to be crystal clear, this evening, as we speak, there is no hard evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians. You said there's circumstantial evidence.
I would not phrase it the way that you did. And circumstantial evidence can be very powerful and is hard evidence. Kind of corrupt coordination of effort between the Trump campaign and the Russians. Trump campaign welcomed Russian help, built it into their campaign plan, never reported it, made full use of it, and then lied about it. I don't want to go into specifics, but I will say that there is evidence that is not circumstantial.
But you admit all you have right now is a circumstantial case.
Actually, no, Chuck. I can tell you that the case is more than that, and I can't go into the particulars, but there is more than circumstantial evidence now. So, again, I think...
So you have seen direct evidence of collusion?
I don't want to go into specifics, but I will say that there is evidence that is not circumstantial.
I guess now I know why you keep panicking.
Yeah, I guess I know now why you keep panicking, Adam Schiff. Look, this has to be some of the most saddest shit to ever take place in our country. I mean, this country's been through some shit, don't get me wrong. But for the first time ever, we actually was able to witness a conspiracy against Donald J. Trump, a president. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. It don't matter if you're conservative or liberal. What matters is the rule of law. What matters is the rule of law. And if it was not for Tulsi Gabbard, and if it was not for this administration, which they thought would never get back into office, we would never know what the hell was going on. But let's go ahead and see exactly what information they have that is going to back up everything that they're talking about.
And they did it to destroy one man. Is it any wonder that there are now reportedly criminal investigations, this conspiracy investigation by Kash Patel underway, and it specifically names Comey and Brennan. All right, here to give us all the details and bring us up to speed with reaction, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. She declassified this report yesterday, has many more details. You know, I have this creation of the Russia hoax that you put out on X, that you posted on X, and I'll put it up as you're speaking here. What is amazing to me as I've gone through this cache of documents you've released is they concluded just the opposite. They concluded there was no problem. And then all of it, that was the rank and file. These were career people in the intel community. They gave honest assessments. Then all of a sudden it ends up in the hands of the leadership, the deep state as we call them, and what happened to it. Can you explain what the process and what these documents reveal?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean. This is such an important issue. And I just want to start by saying that this is an issue that is important to every single one of us as Americans. This is not a partisan issue. It has to do with the integrity and the strength of our democratic republic. And it lays out this over 100 documents that you're referencing that I released, declassified and released, spells out in great detail exactly what happens when you have some of the most powerful people in our country directly leading at the helm, President Obama and his senior-most national security cabinet, James Comey, John Brennan, James Clapper, and Susan Rice and others, essentially making a very intentional decision to create this manufactured, politicized piece of intelligence with the objective of subverting the will of the American people who in November of 2016 delivered a historic victory to President Trump, defeating Hillary Clinton. And President Obama and his team, their goal was to essentially not accept the decision of the American people and to use this manufactured, politicized intelligence as a means to enact what would become essentially a years-long coup against President Trump. You have gone into great detail over these years of what the effects of this document and this decision have resulted in. Obviously, a years-long Mueller investigation that cost taxpayers almost $40 million, 2 congressional impeachments, endless smears and attacks against not only President Trump, but his family. He had senior members of his team who were investigated, some arrested and jailed. We had heightened and increased tensions between the United States and Russia. The list goes on and on about the consequences of President Obama and his senior cabinet members politicizing intelligence once again, and I say these words very clearly, to enact what was essentially a years-long coup, subverting the will of the American people in that election in November. Now, you referenced this president's daily brief document that was drafted for President Obama in early December that reaffirmed what the intelligence community professionals, as you say, had been assessing for the previous 6 months leading up to the election, which was that Russia neither had the intent nor capability to essentially hack the outcome of the U.S. election. As you said, President Obama's political appointees pulled that document before it could be published, and it has not been published until we released it today. And the very next day after they pulled that document, President Obama called a National Security Council cabinet meeting to discuss how Russia interfered with the election. Again, this is the first
This
week
is
of December.
December 9th,
President
right?
Trump had already won. Correct.
This is the December 9th meeting.
That came, that's exactly right. The December 9th meeting, we declassified and released what they called the summary of conclusions from that meeting. Then DNI James Clapper took the lead on what President Obama wanted done, and which was essentially create a document that tells us not if, but how Russia interfered with the election.
Okay. So now we know. Now we know the truth. And for those of you that know me, I don't try to go into the nuances of it all. I like to go straight to the point of the matter. And the point of the matter at hand is Barack Obama and his administration not only knew before the election, but they knew after the election that there was no way that the Russians interfered in the election, that there was no way that the Russians could affect the outcome of the election, or did they affect the outcome of the election? It's in the documents. But somehow, some way, day after day after day, you had people like Comey, Clapper, Brennan, and the ringleader of them all, Adam Shifty Schiff. You had them coming out every day talking about what they had on Donald Trump when it came to Russia. Oh, we got all this. Oh, we can't show you nothing right now, but we got all. Oh, it's more than circumstantial. It's more. No, we can't stop at circumstantial. It's much more than circumstantial. It was nowhere close. It was nowhere close. There was no inkling of a connection. So rather than come out prior to the election to the American people and say, you know what, we did an investigation, we did a thorough investigation, and unfortunately, we found out that Donald Trump had nothing to do with Russia. Sorry to hurt your feelings, base. Sorry to hurt your feelings, everybody who's not wanting to make America great. But the man just didn't have nothing to do. But no, rather than come out like this administration and tell you like it is, whether you like it or not, you decided, like they said, to go against or try to go against the will of the people and fabricate. See, what they try to do is by omitting certain stuff, they try to say they didn't fabricate. No, if you didn't put something in where it needed to be so we could get a thorough report, you fabricated. You fabricated the narrative that you wanted. And guess what? You still lost. Because God don't like ugly. You still lost. But see, what's done in the dark will eventually come to the light. And it's just sad. Because, you know, the Democrats, they had one thing that they tried to hang their head on. Oh, well, at least our president, at least Barack Obama never had a scandal. Well, not only is Barack Obama about to have a scandal, he's about to have the biggest scandal. This takes precedence over, and we're going to talk precedence, but this takes precedence over Biden administration for all I'm concerned about. I could care less what Papa knew, didn't know, whatever. I can care less right now what the auto pen didn't do, because that's going to catch up to itself in time too. But what I want to do is get back to the people that the only thing they really could say about Barack Hussein Obama was he never had a scandal. Well, guess what? It's coming. No, it's here. It just ain't picked up steam with the mainstream media, because this ain't something the mainstream media really wants to have to talk about. But they can ready to throw Barack ass under the bus. Oh yeah, they can ready to throw Barack under the bus. If Barack don't throw his people under the bus, they can ready to throw him under the bus. All I know is the engine started on the bus, and somebody damn sure get ready to get thrown under it. I'm just trying to figure out who, because the dominoes are about to fall. Yeah. The dominoes are about to fall. This is just the tip of the spear. What we're about to find out. But documents don't lie. They had the intelligence, and they still pushed the narrative. You know, sometimes I sit back and think to myself, what more? What more can they possibly do to break the rule of law before they are held accountable for anything? You know, we have a nation of young kids that are watching all of this shit because they're being exposed. It's not like they can just keep lying and lying and lying. They're being exposed. And see, we got smart kids with common sense. I don't care if you try to lie to them. They can see. They see this shit. So if we can have criminals and crooks at the highest level of office with no sense of accountability after doing some treasonous shit, what impression do you think is going to be left with these people? But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know why? Because there's a such thing called precedence. And all of the crooked shit that they did to Donald Trump that has never been done before to a president, only thing they did was set precedents. So for the least of shit that they tried to lock Donald Trump up for, they even arrested him. Oh, I wonder if Barack Obama's mugshot or Adam Schiff's mugshot is going to look as good as Donald Trump's. That's all I'm wondering right about now, because your day is coming. Your day is coming. You can run, but you can't hide. And it's sad and it's a shame that you still got people that after seeing it, especially the deniers in the beginning, they're just like, no, no way. They just can't accept the truth. And the truth of the matter is Donald Trump was set up. There was a coup against him for over a year, and it all backfired. They even tried to delete my guy. See, none of this stuff was ever supposed to come to light. I mean, look how much stuff, crooked shit our government's done all the way back to Watergate and all that stuff. And we still don't got answers to it. They thought this was going to be another one of those. Another one of these tragedies, another one of these tragic moments in time. And it was just going to be forgot about. If not for mega. If not for the mega following. If not for the mega men, women, and children that still love this country. So now the truth comes out. And the only thing we do now is say, where is accountability? Pam Bondi, you got a second bite of the apple. Most people don't get a second bite of the apple. Tulsi Gabbard has handed you over all the classified information, all the documents that you need to make a sound decision on either what they did to Donald Trump is a travesty and shall never be done to another president again, no matter what party you're in, or you let the world know that, yeah, our government did this, and whether you like it or not, nothing can be done about it. I dare say the first part. I do believe accountability is coming. I do believe it. So before we go any further, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so you can get the instant notifications. You can follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, for those platforms that allow me to stay up. You know what I mean? But when I talk about taking things into your own hands, that will lead me into the next subject. I'm sure by now everybody's already heard the story of the man in Hollywood, California, that thought he was just going to run over some people and call it a day. But the bystanders had something else in mind. Let's check it out, and then we're going to talk about it.
It all began around 2 a.m. when the Vermont Hollywood Club closed for the night. Police say 8 minutes after club security escorted a man outside, that man drove a car onto the sidewalk, ramming into the packed crowd, injuring at least 30 people, one of them critically. Investigators say the crowd then turned on the driver, pulling him from his car, kicking and punching him before someone else approached him and shot him.
When you review the video, it's clear that when he drove that vehicle down the sidewalk and around a bus, it was an intentional act. Security from the club attempted to detain him and handcuffed him, at which time an additional suspect, not related to our driver, came from across the street, armed with a firearm, and then shot our suspect in the buttocks.
Police are now looking for the shooter. They also say all of the injured, including the driver, are stable and expected to survive.
And we want to show you more of this unique perspective. You saw some of it in our video. Some living nearby caught the aftermath of this crash from several stories above. As victims were being wheeled to ambulances, crowds of police and fire gathering on scene and tending to the wounded. And we want to show you exactly where this happened. The Vermont Hollywood is located at the intersection of Santa Monica and Vermont. Very busy at most times of the day. And when clubs are letting out at 2 a.m., there was a big crowd with a lot of witnesses. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam has their stories and joins us now live. Tim?
Guys, the scene is clear now, but the aftermath of this crash was chaotic. Witnesses were shocked to see so many people injured.
Oh my God. Look at the girl down right there. It's not moving. The girl down that's right there is not moving.
Yeah, that video is from the Citizen app. The entire scene is wild. You see first responders treating several victims on the sidewalk, and then you see firefighters taking care of a victim on a stretcher, actually taking them away. All of this unfolding overnight at the Vermont Hollywood. Listen to this witness describe what he saw.
We in the club, we standing, we like 5 people behind, and we hear a loud bang. So we all start ducking. We think it's gunshots. We look out the car. We look out the club, and it's a car into the hole right there. And then it's crazy because people everywhere laying down on cars, people bleeding out and stuff. And we're like, damn, like we're in disbelief because in 20 seconds more, that would have been us.
At least 30 people were injured when this vehicle plowed into the crowd. LAPD is asking the community for information about this incident. Now, the club has released a statement saying that they are saddened by this tragedy and that their thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. They are also thanking first responders for treating the injured. Tim Pulliam, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Tim.
Ooh, sorry about that. Ooh, what's that saying? To live and die in LA. Listen, people ain't playing no more. People ain't playing. And obviously, the part of LA that they were in Hollywood, them people don't mess around. They beat the dog crap out of my dude. And then somebody deleted him. So y'all keep running around here crazy, acting like y'all can just get away with whatever you want to get away with and thinking there's no consequences and repercussions for your actions. People are getting tired. People getting tired. People are getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. I mean, what do you call it? Vigilantism? I mean, call it what you want. Call it what you want. But people are getting sick and tired. So I just hope everybody just hey, when you wake up in the morning, drink yourself a cup of that Act Right juice. You know what I mean? Pour you a nice healthy cup with some ice of that Act Right juice and guzzle that shit down, man. Get that shit in your system. So when you get out, you can be a productive citizen. Man. Wow. But moving right along. This is a tragic story. And this is a story. Now, a lot of us, we go to the hospital. A lot of us, we've had MRIs done before. I mean, they go down to as much as taking your wedding ring off and everything to make sure that you're good to go. Well, let's go ahead and get into this next story, and then we're going to talk about it, because this shit right here is crazy. This is crazy. Go ahead and take it away.
Pulled into an MRI by his necklace has died, we've learned. And tonight, his wife is grieving his loss after she says she watched him get sucked into that machine. News 12 Cecilia Dowd has the story.
I saw the machine snatch him around and pulled him into the machine. He died. He went limp in my arms.
Adrienne Jones McAllister says her husband, Keith McAllister, died after he was sucked into an MRI machine at Nassau Open MRI in Westbury.
I haven't been able to sleep. I'm barely eating. I just can't believe. I still trying to wrap my head around the whole thing. He waved goodbye to me, and then his whole body went limp.
Adrienne said after she'd had an MRI on her knee Wednesday, she needed help getting up. She said she asked the technician to get her husband.
And I yelled out Keith's name, Keith, come help me up, come help me up.
She said the technician went to get her husband and brought him into the room, despite the fact that Keith was wearing a 20-pound chain around his neck with a large lock that he used for weight training.
They were standing there laughing and joking before he even came to the table.
When Keith got closer to Adrienne to help her up, she said the unthinkable happened.
In that instant, the machine switched him around, pulled him in, and he hit the MRI.
Adrian says she and the tech tried to pry Keith off the machine, but it was impossible.
I'm saying, could you turn up the machine, call 911, do something, turn this damn thing off?
Adrian said that this was not the first time she and Keith had been to Nassau Open MRI, and she said he'd worn the big chain here before.
It's not the first time that guy has seen that chain. They had a conversation about it before. Oh, that's a big chain.
Adrian said Keith, a hardworking man who always gave his all, suffered several heart attacks following the incident. He was 61 years old.
And I
I gotta remember to take my mic off of mute. But that was a sad situation. Our prayers go out to the family. And how does that happen? Actually, I didn't know that even if you just go buy the MRI machine, that it could suck you in. See, I was under the impression that he was a patient and they put him in the machine and then something went on. But actually, after listening to it, because that's the first time I listened to the clip, I just pulled it up this morning. So actually, from what his wife is saying, she needed his help. He came in, got too close to the machine, and then it sucked him in. I didn't know they was that powerful. Look, you ain't got to worry about checking me for no jewelry no more. When I go to the MRI appointment, I'm not even getting out the car with any jewelry on. Wow. So it can actually suck you in the machine, and they couldn't pry him off of it. That's the crazy thing. So is it like a magnetic force that, hey, if anybody knows, drop it in the comments. I'll read it later. How can you get stuck to an MRI machine just by being too close? And how can it suck you into it? I didn't know that. So your next MRI appointment, make sure you have no jewelry on. None whatsoever. But that's all I got. That's all I got this morning. I'm only on doing 1 cup of coffee. It was fun. We talked about a lot, a little about a lot about a little, however you want to put it. But y'all keep praying for this country, and I'm sure sooner or later there's going to be some accountability. See, the thing is, everybody wants accountability now. Everybody wants everything done in their own time. That, you know, sometimes that's the problem with putting out information. People want things done now. Like Donald Trump and his administration isn't doing enough at this moment. They're doing a lot. They are doing a lot. And y'all know they're doing a lot. I'll take satisfaction in the fact of knowing that they know that we know. Because in time, everything's going to catch up to itself. See, everything's not in our time. Everything's in God's time. Right now, the exposure of it all. Let it set in. Let the world be able to really absorb the magnitude, because when these people are perp walked and these people get their mug shots taken, there's not going to be a sympathetic heart out there for them. Really. Because at the end of the day, I try to really think that no matter how people ride off their emotions and all, at the end of the day, in their heart, they're genuinely, truly good people. And they really want good. Just at times we get caught. Even husbands and wives that love each other, been married for years, still have their little spats. We're not always going to get along. But always remember, love overcomes hate, and good always overcomes evil. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to your boy in the Patriots Lab for another round, because here I come, bringing the actual and factual like nobody does. So In the meantime, in between time, until next time, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And y'all share this out. Peace. I'm out.